alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Hi Rogers, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What does corruption mean?
Well, summarily, corruption is abuse of public power for personal gain or for the benefit of a group to which one owes allegiance. For example, when a public office is abused by an official accepting or soliciting a bribe. By the way, private people can be corrupt too, like bribing police officers to escape fines.
Okay. So exactly how does that concern me?
Well, do you pay taxes?
I guess, yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Everything. Because those taxes you pay are supposed to facilitate services you use, like water, electricity, roads construction, medicines in hospitals, name it.
Okay, that is much bigger than I thought. But it can be stopped, right?
Well, yes it can, although it may not be as easy as it sounds. And here is the reason why. Corruption roots are grounded in our country's social, political, economic, bureaucratic traditions and policies.
So, what has kept it going this long? I mean, why don't we stop it?
Well, the main reason why it has been here for so long is because institutions are weak, either as a result of poorly defined ethical standards of public service, weak administrative and financial systems, or ineffective watchdog agencies.
What can we do to stop it?
At a national level, we must focus on strengthening the independence and effectiveness of public institutions that fight corruption. At a personal level, we must commit to never giving a bribe.
I promise I'll never give a bribe.
Well, that's a great decision you have made. Me and you now have to spread this message to all our friends. If we all do our part, corruption will be no more.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
Looking for a pair of shoes? Les Up Stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices, and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 080090. You can also check up at Les Up Stores on all our social media platforms. Les Up, craft your own footprints.
The alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of the Mighty Drive Show. My name is Edgar Mathew Karuhanga. It's the 30th day of May 2023. As we speak right now, the anti-gay bill was passed into law. That means we have the anti-gay law that is, reigning over the land of Uganda today. So in case you are someone who's promoting homosexuality, someone who's indulging into same-sex relationships, I think yesterday was your last day of really doing whatever you're doing, because the President Yoweri Kaguta Tibuhaburwa Museveni assented to this bill, and of course this was made known to Ugandans yesterday. I'll be talking about that. And of course the EPL got done last week. That was on Sunday. We had the closing games therein. I'll be talking about that, and of course much more. What I can tell you is just thank you so much for tuning in into this edition of the Mighty Drive Show. The Mighty Drive Show airs every Monday to Friday. We start from 8 to 10 a.m. We promise to break down, having a conversation with this country, really informing you about some of the things that continue to go along in this country, and of course not only here, but also various parts of the world. We tell you what is happening in places where you are not. You are fortunate that tonight or this morning we're going to be having two gentlemen. They are not new to these studios. I'll be telling you their names. One is Kasaga Gerald. He's from the Yellow Power Movement. He was here recently. We talked to him. We brought him back maybe to just throw more light on what is happening in the country. And of course, we're going to be touching base mostly on the parish development model. What does this mean for Ugandans out there? And of course, has it really got the impacts that we really sought out for 3 years ago as this tenure was starting? Remember, the PDM is that mechanism that the president and his government think can help in improving household incomes, by making sure that everybody is under the money economy. Is this feasible enough? Has this worked, or is it contrary to some of the expectations that Ugandans had? So make a point to just send in some of your questions. I'll be reading them subsequently. You can send in some of your messages and some of your feedback or your remarks in what you think can be done to make this country a better place. My name is Edgar Mathew Karuhanga. I'm not alone. I have Ted Tenjo on camera, and of course the team is in the production crew, making sure that you get this information live and direct and clear. So if you want to just follow us on our socials, feel free. You can look for us on Facebook. We are at Digitalk TV. We still add the Alternative Uganda on Facebook and the Alternative Uganda Twitter and all other social media platforms. Make it a point to just continue sending and sharing this link and videos. By the way, allow me just give you a vote of thanks. It is prevalent and it's just something self-evident that you people continue to watch our programs. Not only this program, but various programs each and every day. I always watch various videos running around on social media platforms. I meet people along the way and who always just commend us for the job well done. And of course, that gives us more passion and more vigor to continue to serve you, because we are here to really just serve you and do our part in building the nation, right? Everybody is doing their part in doing that. So in case you want to also advertise with Digitalk TV, we do a lot of things. We have a lot of services that we offer for you. So in case you want to do a live streaming for your event, we stream live, any type of event that you have. Is it your wedding? Is it anything? Is it a conference that you would want us to live stream for you? We are doing that. In case you want us to do videography, photography, maybe you have an advert that you want to shoot and have it edited and aired, we can do all that right here at Digitalk TV. In case you want to, you have a book launch, you have, you want to organize a book launch and or any type of event, we can also do that for you right here. So what you can do is just get into contact with the programs director of this institution, Mr. Arnold Mokose Anthony, and his number is 0701-800-212. Feel free to just call him and make sure you can book a slot. Make sure you just ask him anything that you would want to know about the Alternative Uganda, or you can alternatively just send us a direct message. We are at the Alternative Uganda, as you can see on your screens. That is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all other social media platforms. And I think without any further ado, let me just delve into some of the news stories that have been making rounds in the country. As I told you yesterday, Uganda was maybe surprised by the ascents or the assenting of the anti-homosexuality bill into law by the president. Remember, a few months ago, the Parliament of Uganda embarked on drafting a law that they thought would be helping in barring the different activities that are that are practiced by people of the same sex. So what am I trying to mean? So Parliament found it pertinent that they draft a law that will be hindering people from indulging into homosexuality and Homosexuality Act. And I remember, I think most of the people in the August House voted in the affirmative, believing that this law should be passed, and of course it was tabled by Bujiri Municipality Member of Parliament Asuman Basaliwa, who has been really pivotal in this particular bill, which is now a law, which is an act now of Parliament. So the thing is, the president firstly refused to assent to this bill, citing out some issues, saying this bill was not patriotic enough in nature. And he said, if we are to build a better Uganda, let's be patriotic in nature. So there's some clauses that really needed to be amended to suit what the president thought would be patriotic at the end of the day. A few days down the road, I thought it would really be complacent, but it took just a snap of a finger, and the president, after talking to the committee that had tabled that had worked on this particular bill and amendments made, the president yesterday consented to this law. So as we speak today, in case you are found indulging in homosexuality act, in case you are found in aggravated homosexuality rape, in case you are found promoting or teaching people how to carry out homosexuality acts, you will be liable to be in prison for not less than 7 years. That is what the law really mandates. So as we speak today, in case you are a promoter, you are someone who takes part in homosexuality or same-sex relationships, you are going to be really incarcerated. Now, Uganda joins a series of countries who have come out to really openly say they are going to be regulating against homosexuality. And as expected, Uganda has received a lot of backlash from other, international entities. The first was the President of the United States, Joe Biden, yesterday came out to really, point out that this law is not a law that is good, and he says it's a tragic, in his words, a tragic rights violation. So USA said let them look through how is this going to impact the people, and of course how does it impact USA at the end of the day. So as we speak today, there were some threats that were made by Joe Biden in accordance to the help and the aid they have been rendering to Uganda. Remember, those countries that really support homosexuality or believe, or they may not necessarily support, but they don't have a problem with homosexuality per se. Some of the countries that really fund Uganda's budgets and Uganda's some of infrastructure here. So the European Union is part of those bodies. We have the United States. Remember, when you talk about the United Nations, you cannot really forget to talk about the United States, since they are the biggest implementers of the United Nations program. So what we're trying to say here is United States is not happy. They are not happy with us passing the law. They are saying that is a tragic rights law. When you look at it, sometimes some people may be biased, some others may be believing that what Biden is saying is accurate. But one thing that we all believe is that this law has sparked a lot of controversy between Uganda and, of course, the Western powers, which was expected by the August House as
and this is also confirmed.
Determining of setting that anti-homosexuality law. So as we speak, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, her visas to the United States have already been revoked, so she is not allowed to really step anywhere into the United States after really assenting and spearheading the assentment of that particular bill, or the passing of that particular bill into law. So as we speak today, Anita Among will not be able to travel to the United States. And of course, this is not only something that will be relating to the United States. You know how the system works. If you are not in line with the United States, that means all the allies of the United States are going to be against you. And so that means in terms of Europe, you may have a problem going to Europe. You may have a problem going to some countries, but it's easy. Some of Ugandans have always had their friendly relationships with some of the Eastern Europe members, guys like Russia, Belarus. So I think they won't find a problem really relying on Russia, Belarus, and some parts of China and things like that. So Anita Among has been the first victim of this particular passing of this particular bill into law, the anti-gay law, as we're speaking today. So that is what is happening in terms of Parliament. So about that particular issue, Andrew Mwenda and a couple of other people have, already asked court to really make this law null and void. Remember, President Museveni had assented to this law in the past, but after Andrew Mwenda came out to really go to a court and try to really talk about the inconsistencies of this bill, the then anti-gay bill that was passed by Parliament. It was deemed unconstitutional by the Constitutional Court, and of course Andrew Menda was able to win that case. So he says he is going to be going back and making sure that there is, at least of feasibility, or people have really looked through this particular bill and maybe, try to find loopholes here and there to see if they are unconstitutional as it was or as it were in the past, or it will hold ground. So it's now upon the court to really talk about what best can Andrew Mwenda do, or how best can this anti-gay law be addressed. Remember, many people are going to court as we speak. I've told you Andrew Mwenda is one of them. We have MP Fox Odoi, who is also going to court, Sylvia Nabasa, and other people who really do not believe in the anti-homosexuality law or the anti-gay law that has been passed by Ugandan Parliament, and of course consented to by the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Tibuhaburwa Museveni, in that particular regard. So let's see how it unfolds. I'll be giving you more information as we continue. Subsequently, I'll be telling you how will it be going. Will the court really find it unconstitutional and ban it? I'm not sure about that, but let's wait and see, because there are many people who are really affected by this particular law. Yes, some may be homosexuals and they indulge into homosexuality act, but everybody has a right to love the way they love. That is something that I will always stick to. I believe everybody has a choice on their sexuality, but of course you do not have to force it on other people, but it's how you feel, because nobody can really determine how the other person feels, and it does not really mean that when it's outlawed, there's something called morality and the law. Something may be morally wrong, but may not be legally, right, or something like that. Or you may really have something that is morally wrong, but legally right at the end of the day. So morality and the law are two different things. And I think the problem we have today is that we bring morality and the law. Those things really do not sometimes walk hand in hand. But allow me delve into other issues that are going on. So there is a survey that has a survey that was made, and they realized that social media addiction is on the high, and it is one of the leading causes of mental health conditions that many Ugandans are, experiencing lately. Remember, the New Vision published an article recently that showed that many Ugandans are mentally sick. Of over 15 million, they said, are mentally unwell. So there is an increase in mental health challenges, especially here in Uganda today. So as we speak, according to a survey that was made, and of course to some psychiatrists, they believe that there is an addiction that has been really, that is around social media, things like Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, and this addiction has really caused a lot of mental health challenges. People are really comparing themselves to what they see. Some people living a reality, others believing in a fantasy to be their reality, and this has really caused a lot of schizophrenia, anxiety, depression, and all those conditions that many people are experiencing in this generation. So I think there's people who enjoy their tablets. There are some people who cannot even sit for a second without having a phone or without looking on their phone. That means subconsciously, you may not realize it, but your subconscious is getting addicted to that. That means the same dopamine levels that someone gets after drinking alcohol, or the same dopamine levels that someone gets after smoking weed or something like that, are really the same dopamine levels you get every time you check your WhatsApp phone. So in case you want to check if you're addicted or you're not, I want you to spend more than an hour without having your phone, but it's there, but you're not looking at it. You realize that your reflexes will always be holding the phone, even when you are happy, you want to carry the phone. In case you are also mad, you want to still carry the phone. So that you can help yourself at the end of the day, because I've told you addiction is really real, and mental health challenges are also real. We have a lot of anxiety going on, and with some of the different dynamics that are happening in our lives, we realize that we have a lot of problems. But what we can do really is to find a balance or strike a balance between your digital devices and of course you as a person. You can be there sometimes because we know we brought these devices to bridge a gap, but it actually did not bridge a gap, but it created a gap between people and humanity. There are no longer personal connections anymore. Everybody is relying on devices, and devices cannot really transfer how you feel. Yeah, you can say how you feel, but it's very difficult to really impact some other person's life when you're just talking through mobile phones. So I think this survey is pertinent and important, and in case you don't deem it important, it's still okay in that particular regard. I think I'll just tell you about the Mother's Day. It's coming, on the 3rd of June. That should be, I think, on a Saturday. Or yeah, it should be a Saturday. This particular week, we're going to be seeing that. It's going to be Mother's Day, and of course, the church is already ready. Many pilgrims have already started flocking Namugongo, where we shall be celebrating or remembering the death or the demise of those people who died for their faith, people who believed in what they believed in and were willing to die for it. So that is it. That is what is happening in Uganda today. So as I conclude, I want to just talk about what is happening in the world of sport. So today, as we're speaking right about now, the Premier League is done. All the 38 games were done and dusted. People have gone through, have watched those games. It's been a hell of a season. I can say that I've really watched, I think, 90% of the Premier League this season, something that has been interesting. And I want to just delve into how some of the standings are in terms of, in terms of who did what and what was the best in that particular regard. So allow me just delve here into some of the statistics here. Let's go to the English Premier League. We had Manchester City winning the title with 89 points. Oh God, they really did a tremendous job in that regard. Manchester City were the winner. They're already in the finals of the FA Cup. They're already in the finals of the Champions League. That is, they're looking for a treble. Can that happen? On 3rd June, they will be playing Manchester United at the FA Cup final. Let's wait and see how that will go. And later on, we shall be having on 10th of next month, that is June, the other weekend, we shall be having the finals of the UEFA Champions League that will be happening in Budapest, Hungary. Remember, that is Manchester City is going to be taking on Inter Milan. Inter Milan has won this title before. Manchester City are looking for their first title in one of their greatest season ever. They have signed a young Erling Haaland who has been scoring goals left, right and center. He's been really averagely scoring 3 goals per game, and when you look at it, he had 51 games, and I think he had more than 60 goals this season. So it shows you really how Erling Haaland has been a blessing to Manchester City. Arsenal were second. Arsenal lost it. They were consistent. They did a lot of good football. They actually won 26 games. That was the same number they won, the same number of games they won in 2004 as they were taking that particular title, and they went unbeaten, by the way. They still are the Invincibles. Nobody has really seen that happening in this modern era since Arsenal did it in 2004. In fact, in the history of the Premier League, there is no club that has done that. It still remains Arsenal as the Invincibles, the people who have won the title without losing a game. But unfortunately, they were consistent. They played good football. The young lads were really here and there, but unfortunately they were not able to win that particular title in that regard. But Arsenal came in second, Manchester United came in third with 75 points, and of course Newcastle came in fourth. Those are the teams that will be going to the Champions League. Leicester City, they were relegated. They gave us a very tremendous title winning season in 2016. Nobody had expected Leicester City to come through on top and win that particular title in 2015-2016. The likes of Jamie Vardy, Riyad Mahrez, they had N'Golo Kante in there. That team was really a tremendous team that came on to really win that particular title of the Premier League. Nobody saw Leicester City doing it, but they did it. A few years down the road, they have gone back to the championship. They were relegated, unfortunately, on the last day, and after even winning their game, but Everton was able to beat Bournemouth, and of course they were able to stay behind. I had a feeling that Everton was not going anywhere. Everton is a club that has never been relegated English history, so it's going to be very difficult. But Leicester City went back. Leeds is also way back in the championship, and of course the people who were the first to go, the Saints, Southampton, was able to really bounce in that particular regard. Those teams that came from the championship to join the Premier League, we have I think there is Burnley under the stewardship of Vincent Kompany. Very, very good football those boys are playing. So there is Burnley, there is Sheffield United, and of course, welcome Luton Town. Luton Town has never been in the Premier League. It is the first time Luton Town is coming. When you look at the stadium of Luton Town, you will want to smile. This is what I leave you today. I want you to go and look at the stadium of Luton Town and imagine how it's really going to look, the sensation and the energy that is in the Premier League, and going to Luton Town. Luton Town is really, really funny. 9 years ago, they were playing non-league football. That means they were a team that was playing over to Gambe in Uganda. But 9 years down the road, they have come through the ranks. They have come from the League One to the League Two, to the divisions, then to the championship, and of course they are now in the Premier League. What a tremendous...
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.